friends, welcome back to a new video today. I want to share with you a little bit of the update for what's coming in the last part of the year 2024, 2025 and 2026, and why so many people are talking that the biggest shift will actually happen in 2027, what 2030 has to do with all this ethical evolution of society we're witnessing right now. So we're in the merge of one of the most incredible shifts in the human history. And what's happening right now, well, it's a massive destruction. So in the old ancient alchemical teachings, there were three phases of any transformation. They're happening on a personal level, they're happening on a global level, they're happening on collective level, and they're happening in nature. The purpose of these three alchemical phases of transformation is so each particle can ascend into its higher potential. But in order for a certain particle to ascend, of a certain being to ascend, of a certain thing to ascend, it needs to peel off its previous layer and give life to what was beneath it. That's what we see when we see trees growing. Palm trees, for example, are actually a great example of this thing. And we see it in society where old pillars are actually kind of opening up and we start to see the lies beneath the surface. And then these lies actually give birth to a new truth that was also hidden beneath the surface. And when this truth comes out into life, it creates a new system, or actually it creates a beginning of something new. In society, we often start to see new laws, we start to see new new educational systems. We start to see new leaders that are more ethical, that have greater qualities, that are more truthful, more honest. And it begins a new system. On a personal level, we start to see it as a great breakdown. Something happens, like a health situation appears that's very challenging. You lose a person that's very dear to you and you would describe as a great breakdown of your life. It happens sometimes that we lose a job or something financial happens that's very, very challenging, and then it's up on each individual. Are we really, courageous enough to look beneath what we've been avoiding and face with it and give life to the truth that was always hidden within us? Like in more poetic languages, we would describe it as the voice of the heart, the voice of the soul, as behind the mask and behind your physical appearance there is the soul, the other son of yours, which is the real you. Like the painting behind me here is called the real you. And at some point of our lives, we need to give life to it. We need to listen to it. We need to speak it out, and we need to slowly embody. That's why the rest of 2024 until the 4th of December, we're still in the process of our throat energy center, throat chakra, which is the process for us of learning to speak out our needs, to speak out our soul, to speak out our truth, and then go through the trial of error to see what happens when you do that. What's beneficial, what's constructive, what's destructive, so you can learn from your own experience. This is the 2024, it's a year of trial and error. I've shared this many times, but it's just getting more clear. We see what's happening in the news, you've seen what's happening, and you see, the three phases in alchemy are the black phase, the Negredo, which is the dark night of the soul. It's the phase of destruction. It's the phase where things start breaking down. We're witnessing it after the pandemic. We're witnessing a great breakdown in financial structure. We see it in healthcare structures. I've seen it in Slovenia. People just can't handle everything. Many doctors are quitting their jobs and things like that. And because they're not appreciated, because they're not valued, because their skills are not valued and appreciated, so they go independently. Many people are doing their thing independently. We see it in art, for example, industry. There are so many in music industry, for example, artists are going independently, making music that's theirs, craft that's theirs, art. They're independent from other big companies, so they can say what they want to say. This is all a sign of destruction of old systems, of all old financial systems, of great corporations that were controlling people who were under their structure, right? So it's all happening right now, and it needs to happen. So we can see what was beneath them, what was hidden because of fear, because of the need to control the society, because of the need to kind of leave people in a dream state where they can be easily hypnotized and controlled by their emotions. So yes, it's coming to an end. It's coming to an end, and it's incredible. It's incredible to see what's happening right now. With a lot of compassion in our hearts, I'm always reminding you, focus, my friend, focus on love, focus on joy, find things that are meaningful to you, become very good at them because it will help you to raise your frequency, find your stability within your heart, within your body, find strength in your physical body, find clarity and meaning and purpose in your mind, so your emotional body can also become more stable. If you feel you're exhausted, if you feel you're overwhelmed, go on to a retreat, talk with same-minded people, connect with the right people, and always speak your truth. We're training to be honest, we're training to be open and authentic, and this is the time right now. In December, we'll start to see that we've become more confident in all of that because a new energy is coming in that is heart-centered, heart-based. So the year 2024 is like this black phase that's just a continuation of what started way back in 2019. A big shift started happening when old systems started falling apart. And this is a big thing that's happening right now. And then 2025 will be like this white phase in ancient alchemy. White phase is the phase of renewal, the phase of purification, the phase of really filtering the old, removing the old. We'll see so much more truth coming out, and so much more people will start just doubting and letting go of these old ideas, these old paradigms, these old needs to be controlled by whatever, I don't know, governments or whoever say to them, because people are just becoming more in tune with their hearts. That's why December will be very, very beautiful for those of you who are really working on yourself, because you will start to trust yourself so much more, and you will start to understand that it was always the voice that was really speaking to you was really your voice. It was really your soul, and you're just becoming more aware of its meaning, its purpose, and where it is taking you. That's why I'm sharing today with you the painting, The Spirit of a Lion, because you're waking up to the spirit of a lion, which means you're embodying your own qualities of being a leader of your life, being self-sufficient, and also finding harmony in the society, which means that you're beginning to attract towards you the right people, and you're finding your community. And if there are fears holding you back, well, you're being challenged right now to overcome these fears and do what is necessary for you. If you feel lonely, connect with people so they can teach you how to deal with that. If you feel like you're overwhelmed, well, shake off the things that are not aligned with you anymore. Say no to other people so you can say yes to yourself. If you feel like your life has no meaning, well, focus on the things that you want to do, like for your growth, for your evolution, for help, like what kind of help you would love to be for someone in your life, and how you want them to see you, like what would be an example you would truly love to demonstrate on this world. That's what will bring a lot of meaning into your life and a lot of purpose into your life. So the year 2025 will be will introduce to us a lot of new technology. Like we'll see so much more free energy technology coming out because it's time. The time has come for that. Like in the past, if we go into the year 1920, the time when Nikola Tesla was working very actively, he was already a great master of all this technology. Firstly, he started using nature like tides and waterfalls and wind and all the forces of nature to find energy from it. And then he noticed in ether, when tiny particles are crashing together, they're producing energy. He noticed we could use for production of energy. So it's not new. Everything that's coming out, it's not new. It was hidden, it was suppressed. But there's a purpose behind that. Like, you know, they say graphite needs to be strongly suppressed so it becomes a diamond. Back in the past, back in the history, it was not the time yet, and technology was not perfected enough so it would correctly function on a grand scale. But now it is. All this time, while there were groups of people who were perfecting this technology, and it's all a part of the white phase then in ancient alchemy. 2025 will be a year of the white phase, renewal, regeneration. We'll find ways to heal Mother Gaia, to clean oceans, to clean the air, to clean water, rivers. Not everything will happen in that year, but we'll begin to see more progress. I've already seen many videos from young people finding completely new ways to clean plastic from the ocean. I've seen so many people cleaning lakes completely naturally. So we already see a great progress, and we'll start to see more of it. So this is a very optimistic view on the things that are happening, which doesn't mean the dark stuff is not happening, and the dark stuff is not trying to block all of that. It's trying very hard, but as much as it's needed. You know, we all need a sense of pressure so we do what's right. And many times we're still not so divine yet that we would just do what's right. Sometimes we need a great sense of pressure, so then because of that pressure we do what's right. And that's why the darkness is still pressing very strongly. If I would speak right now from this creator's consciousness, it's a process where darkness is needed. That's why we have yin yang, we have light and the darkness, and beautiful balance creates progress, right? That's why Ray Dalio, a great investor, he said, pain plus reflection leads to progress. And it's so real. We need to reflect on what's causing pain in our lives and noticing where things need to be adapted a little bit, changed a little bit, so we can make a progress. And it relies to you, to me, to everyone. So the year 2025 will bring to us a lot of revolution in healing technology, which doesn't say that it's deeply necessary, because each of us is also awakening to our power of, to understanding of the potential of consciousness, that it's not matter that gives life to consciousness. It's actually consciousness that manifests matter into being. So consciousness can experience itself in a physical form, and therefore it's the expression of consciousness that manifests in material life. And therefore, from December on, you will also become so much more aware of what it means to really carry the right energy inside of your heart and express energy through your voice, through your emotions, through your vision, not being defined so much by what you have and who you are right now, but being defined by your higher self, by your soul, by who you came here to be. Noticing it's not you that's weird and that everyone is normal. It's you that you're the real embodiment of God's intelligence, and you can perfect it to a much, much higher degree. And that's what's normal for a human being, to really perfect your divine beingness. This is normal, and what's not normal is what we see in the society. So you're beginning to notice that it was always you that knew what's necessary, but you've been ignoring that because you've been too distracted. There's a lot of polarity, a lot of separation still present, and there will be more of that. Again, just for the purpose of pressure for you to notice on which side you are. Are you on the side of separation and you will just feel more separated, more shattered? Or are you on a side of truth, of healing, of love, of unity and connection? Because if that is you, and I believe that is you if you're watching this video, then connection, unity, love will just become more stronger because you firstly believe in it, you're working on embodying it, you're slowly mastering it. And it's not a complex process, it's just a process where every single day you dedicate a bit of your time to know unity a bit better, to know connection a bit better, to know your potential a bit better, to stay true to your vision of the future, to stay true to your higher self. And by staying true to your higher self, I mean that you start trusting more to the ideas that bring enthusiasm to you, to the ideas that are constructive. And if you organize them, they will very much improve your life. Like whatever idea comes to you with a great sense of enthusiasm, joy, happiness, and purpose, they are coming from your higher self, like tiny orders that say to you what you could do to become more of your higher self. This is all the part of social ethical evolution, because we notice nature strives towards the highest good. And in order for us to find the good, we firstly need to ask ourselves, what is destructive for me? And then we need to remove it, and we notice we have more time, and then we need to invest this time into something that's good, something that is constructive. So we are constantly filtering our lives. That's why all this evolution and ascension and shifting consciousness is happening so slowly, because it is a big process of change, and each of us needs to participate in this process by us becoming the change, like Mahatma Gandhi said, become the change that you wish to see. Each of us is becoming the participant in this process, and that's why it's happening so slowly, so each of us can be a part of it. So none of us who choose to be a part of it would be left behind. So just trust yourself and know that what you feel is real and is right. We'll also, in 2025, we'll also begin to see new monetary systems that will eventually lead to a need for no money at all. Eventually, not in 2025, but in the near future, most probably after 2030. The systems will be so evolved, and our consciousness will be so evolved, and understanding and connection and unity will become so strong that there will be no need for money as we know right now. It may still exist in a certain way, but it will not be needed as we feel we need it right now. It will all happen in the near future, and I just deeply feel this is the truth. Whatever you feel about it, whatever is your opinion about it, I just share with you my intuitive insights that I received, that I know deep inside, that are real, and find out for yourself what's real for you. We'll see a lot of that. And one great thing that we will also begin to see more in 2025 is that humans' laws are slowly, they will slowly begin to be erased. Not all of them, but we'll see like one by one human laws, like, as governments are making laws, they've been making laws in the past. And we've seen this in our history from Roman Empire, and all the history that we've perceived, it was always ruled by, in the last 2000 years, it was ruled by masculine human laws. And people who are not following them, they've been always suppressed or killed. But now we are slowly getting back into nature's laws, which are, again, as we see in nature. Nature strives towards highest good, and what's necessary for something to become good, it needs to be supported, it needs to be nourished, it needs to understand its own potential. Like a tree is programmed to grow into its highest version it can be, and then at the end of its life it will send information to younger trees what it has learned in his lifetime, so the younger trees can grow into even greater potential. But not all the seeds will grow into something. Only those who are persistent enough and know how to persevere through challenges and pressures of life, that they will evolve. So nature has its own filtering system, so the strong ones can evolve into what they are meant to evolve. And by being strong when it comes to human beings means by understanding your nature and knowing what you've been made for, knowing that you're really not weak. You're really not weak. You're very strong by nature. Your humanly body is a very strong vehicle if it is nurtured well, if it gets enough sleep, if it gets enough water, vitamins, minerals, electrolytes, if it gets the right nutrition, the right food, if it has the right connection physically with other human beings, your vehicle is very, very strong. If it's, trained well, nourished well, exercised well, your vehicle gets very, very strong. Then your soul, your soul is the most adaptable thing you can find. So it's not the problem that you can't adapt, it's that you don't allow yourself to adapt because of certain attachments, because of emotional wounds and so on. So that's why we need to go through the process of emotional healing and learning to accept. Acceptance is the highest emotion when it comes to transformation, because we notice as soon as we accept, we allow new energy to nourish our spirit. And that's when we experience the most transformation. So this will all become more potent in 2025, and then 2026 will be like the red phase in alchemy, which is the phase of crystallization. Everything that started in 2025 will start to be more grounded, more stable. We'll see so much more progress in all these monetary systems, in social structures, in society. The split will just become so big that people who are on the side of truth, of unity, of love, of strength and stability will almost completely separate symbolically from those who are not on that side, which means we'll still live together, we'll still, coexist, but it will feel like we have nothing in common anymore. It's already possible to feel that, but it will become very, very potent. And then 2027, because of that, we will already see a manifestation of the new world. We'll see a very, very huge change, like something that's for most people almost hard to realize right now. And that's why so many people are talking that the year 2027 will be a big year for the new world. And it just says, well, each of us needs to do our part in this process and just be curious for where all of that is taking you. Stay true to your truth and look for harmony, to find harmony in the society. Find right connections. You will naturally be gravitated towards something, but it's up on you. Will you act on it, or will you still hold yourself back because of fear? Your fear is being challenged the most right now. And just walk forward. It's your time to tap into joy. It's your time to do more things that actually nourish the fire of joy, inspiration, and enthusiasm within you. Enthusiasm means being fused with spirit, right? So you can become it. And practically just means, look, you already know what you need to do. Maybe as a little kid you've been playing so much with doing art, and then you've stopped doing it because of whatever the world told you. Now it's time to get back to it and do more of it. The spirit of a lion, my friend, it's within you. It's within your heart. You are it. Most of you are so evolved souls you don't even realize. Old ancient souls you don't even realize, because you've been told you're nothing. You're like a lion that have been raised by chicken, and that lion begin to believe that he's like a chicken, or let's say a sheep. Let's say lion was raised by a sheep. It's a story, right? And lion began to believe that he is a sheep. But then one day he came across another lion, and that older lion took him to a stream of water and told him, look into the water and tell me what you see. And he was shocked because he saw a lion. He saw a reflection of a lion. He noticed, I'm not a sheep, I'm a lion. And since that day he was changed. He started roaring. He started noticing what he's been made for. He was not a sheep anymore. He was something bigger. And that's what you're realizing. You're an ancient soul being told you're no one. You have no talents. You have no skills. You're weak. Then people say, I'm emotional, I'm weak. No, you're emotional because you've seen so much hurt. You've seen so much pain. That's why you're emotional. Does it make you weak? No, you've just seen hurt world. You've seen struggling people because circumstances destroy them. Does it make you weak? No, it makes you a human being, a human sensing. And then the world calls you into your power, so you can do something about it, so you can do something about what you've seen. You've come here to be a change. You've come here to be a solution. You've come here to be a voice of reason. You've come here to tell what needs to be said. And you've come here to do what your soul tells you to do. And this will lead into revolution. So my friends, I hope you found great value in today's message. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. I have a big thank you for everyone who chose to support my art in our store, AttractPassion.com. And it's a store, I Draw My Passion, where you can find all of my art, original paintings, prints of my paintings, and thanks to everyone for joining our Patreon community for more exclusive content. Check it out, and till next time, one love.